So, I've been trying to organize my life and my mind and everything virtually lately. And it's a good thing. It's also overwhelming. But part of that organization is realizing that what started as a video diary is now more than just a video diary. And I need to treat it with the respect as such. But for me to be able to do those things, I have to be me. I have to have my outlets that I have in the ways that I need them. So I'm going to start doing the video diary thing again, just for me, because that's what it was for. I mean, I don't know why I put it on the internet. I mean, I guess that was the cry for help, but I don't know. I've stopped, honestly, trying to explain everything at this point. It was part of my trouble before, but the thing that I posted about tonight, and somebody had asked me, I mean, it's not the first time I've been asked, and it's definitely not the first time that it ever came up in my life, or after brain injury, about sex and sexuality. And of course, you know, that made me start thinking about it in the very, very common aspect of it. And common's such a horrible, bad word to use for it, because it's not common. It's just, I've been a very complex sexual person my whole life. I'm just ridiculously complex. Sometimes in really good ways, sometimes in really, really bad ways. It's just, God, I don't know what it is. That's what it is I don't know what it is. I feel things on a level that are so intense sometimes, and now with this all cuckoo go nuts, it's beyond words, which is tough for me to be beyond words, but it's beyond words. But for me, what I went through these ups and downs where sometimes all it was sex. Before, there was at least cohesion. But now, you know, or at least when I first got out, well, now, but it's this up and down thing. At first it's just, you're physically there, then you're mentally there, then you're emotionally there, then sometimes you're two, sometimes you're nothing, sometimes you're as far as you possibly can be. Then come out all the big parts. And for me, all the big parts were just, have always been confusing, just confusing. I am simultaneously one of the most masculine men I know, and by far one of the most feminine men at all. And I was comfortable with it, and I believed I was as comfortable with it as you possibly could be, and I had absolutely no idea what this brain injury did to me by removing the floodgates and allowing everything to come forward all the time. Was it took all those things about my sexuality and it pushed them forward all at once. And for me, it kind of helped me rediscover a part of myself that was gone, a part of myself that disappeared. The reality for me, for sex, the first time I really had sex, for real, had sex, I would say I was about 14. The first time what I say is I lost my virginity, because it was the first time that it mattered. There's a reason Tori Amos matters so much to me. One of the many reasons Tori Amos matters so much to me. And that was the first time I was intimate with somebody. It was when I was 17, I think, 17. That was the first time I made love to somebody. That wasn't the first time I had sex. That's the first time I was intimate with somebody. And maybe the combination of being that age, being a person that literally dripped the blood of Capulet and Montague blood when reading Romeo and Juliet. I mean, that's just who I am. So when sex happened in my life, it was this. It was art. It was art. It was everything that I feel about music and art and painting and poetry and words and life and thought and spirit and God and everything. That's what it is for me. That's what it can be. That's not to say that I don't enjoy impromptu quicks. I love them. I also am a very big fan of the out in the public, out in the open type thing. But I digress. Either way, the point is, it's confusing for me. It's confusing for me. There's a lot up here. I'm also really, when it comes down to it, the thing I'm into the most, looking deep into a woman's eyes as we both climax together after multiple times, just staring into each other's eyes and shaking at that last final moment. I live and I breathe and I die for that. There is no amount of kinky, there is no amount of cuddle, there is no amount of anything. Those things can lead up to that. But when that is real, and I just mean the whole thing, not just the spiritual, but the spiritual and the physical, when they meld together, it was something that was intense before for me. Now it is, that is the flood. That is an overwhelming flood. It can be a good thing in the way I can experience sex sex now and intimacy and stuff now is at a level that is very heightened. Also makes it kind of a struggle because everything's so heightened, I guess. Okay. I guess I'm done with this one.